Already, I'm on you. Already.
Okay. My name's Isaiah. I'll be doing a pre-trip inspection on this vehicle. I will check my cab light, turn signal, four-way flasher, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, amber in color, and functioning properly. I will check my mirror bracket. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, or loose. I will check my door, make sure it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, that it opens and closes from the outside. I will check my hinges. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, or loose, or worn out. I will check my door seal. It's properly mounted and secured, nut cut, torn, or frayed, and is not leaking. I will check my driver's step. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, supports the driver's weight. I will check my DEF tank. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, or leaking. The cap is on tight. The hoses have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and they're not leaking. My fuel tank is properly mounted and secured by band straps. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. The cap is on tight. The hoses have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and they're not leaking. I would check my steps and catwalk. They're both properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and they both support the driver's weight. I would check my exhaust. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and not leaking. The way that I know it was leaking, it would be evidenced by black soot around the connections. I would check my drive shaft. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's not twisted, and no illegal wales. That's the drive shaft right there. I will check my frame and my cross member. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no illegal wales. I will check my torsion bar. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The bushings are intact. I will check my leaf spring hangers, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no illegal wales. I will check my leaf springs. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, broken, missing, misaligned, and no illegal wales. I will check my U-bolts. They're properly mounted and secured to the chassis with bolts on the bottom, not cracked, bent, or broken. I will check my shock absorber. It's properly mounted and secured on the top and the bottom with bolts. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. The bushings are intact, and there are no leaks. I will check my airbag. It's properly mounted and secured, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and is not leaking. I would also check my airbag mounts. Both the top and the bottom mount are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. I will check my airline. Properly mounted and secured, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, no leaks. I will check my brake chamber. It's properly mounted and secured with a clamp, a band clamp, and a nut. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and it's not leaking. I will check my slack adjuster and push rod. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The way that I would check my brakes, I would chalk my wheels or release my brakes on the inside, and if it moves more than 1 inch, I need my brakes adjusted. I would check my brake lining. My brake lining, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no oil or grease, cannot be worn dangerously thin, less than 1/4 of an inch. I will check my brake drum, properly mounted and secured, no oil or grease, not cracked, bent, or broken. I will check my inner rim, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no illegal wales. I will check my inner tire, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. I will check my tire face, worn evenly, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. tread depth has to be a minimum of 230 seconds. I will check my outer tire, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and feel to the manufacturer's specification when checked with a tire gauge. I will check my outer rim, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no illegal welds. I will check my lug nuts. They are all present. They are properly mounted and secured. None are missing. If they were loose, it would be evidenced by oblong holes, rust trails, or shiny spots. I will check my hub seal, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, or leaking. The way that I would get this check is by a certified mechanic. I will check my valve stem, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking, cap is on tight. I will check this axle, same way that I just checked that axle. I will check my mud flap, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, not hanging too low to touch the ground, and not rubbing the tire. I will check my brake lights, turn signals, four-way flashers, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, red in color, and functioning properly. I will check my tag light, properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, clean, clear, and functioning. And finally, I will check my reverse light. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, white in color, and functioning. That concludes my pre-trip.